Hello all and welcome to the next video here on the Onion Man's Rooftop Two-Headed Cow Caravan of Treasure. And sometimes barter. Uh, Getting it down. We're on a streak again. This is kind of a new idea, and it's mainly spawned out of some messages and requests I got on Instagram. I don't expect it to be much. But I thought I'd give a look at some of the video games I buy. Um, I guess a few of my friends kind of caught on to, because like a lot of the friends I talk to, like on Instagram and a lot of the groups on there and stuff, or Snapchat, tends to be way more oriented towards toys and action figures. Um, Not really a lot of gaming talk going on. But in one of my previous videos, I talked about how I unbox a lot of figures and toys, but I don't unbox a lot of my games, even though I buy a lot of games. And I'm a huge, I play a lot of video games, as you can see by my shelf over here. And this is only partially what I have. Um, Couple of guys on messaged me on Instagram were just like, "Why don't you do the video game stuff? Like, just show off what you find." And I gave it some thought, and I kind of thought about the process I go through when I'm looking for games, and I thought, yeah, why not? Like a lot of it's older stuff. You're not going to see a lot of new stuff. I mean, you probably will at some point, but nothing crazy. Um, and yeah, so I collect for. I don't know what. Well, first off, I don't know what I'm going to call this little part of the show yet. I try to come up with some clever video game name. Uh, but I don't collect for everything. You're not going to see me going out of my way to buy Neo Geo and Virtual Boy games. That's a little bit much. Um, a lot of what I collect for is NES, like basically NES, SNES, Genesis, PS2, original Xbox, PS1. Older, more mainstreamy stuff, I guess you could say. Not going too far off the beaten path, like I said, no Neo Geo or Virtual Boy or crazy stuff. But just kind of the main ones, NES, SNES, Genesis, PS1, PS2, original Xbox. And every once in a while, you might see me pick up like an old 360 game, one that I haven't played yet, but I've always wanted to or something. Um, and yeah, the main reason I do that is because I had a lot of games growing up as a kid. I kind of got a little lucky. Not so much that we always just had money to buy games, but I had cousins who were very big into games, and when they would move on, they would give me old stuff. Like my first N64 and PS1 were hand me downs from a cousin who was just like nice enough to give me those and the games that he had, which was awesome. Like, not a lot of kids have anything like that, so I've always really appreciated and cherished that. Um, and then when I was older, around a little bit after college, I went through some stuff after college. I've mentioned it before. I won't go into detail. But I started selling off a lot of stuff, and I was really dumb. And I sold off a good chunk of, not really NES, because I don't think any of my cousins ever gave me an original NES. But I sold off a big chunk of Super Nintendo, Genesis, not so much PS1, but PS2, and all of my original Xbox stuff. It was wild. I don't know why I did that. I just did. And so it's taken me a long time to sort of piece together not just what I had already had, but like stuff I didn't have that I want now. And it's just dumb decision. And some of those games, they were rare games. One of them I found um, at a garage sale in Lubbock, Texas last weekend, and I will show you that one. I had that game. I bought it when I first started college or when I was in high school, and then stupidly a few years later I sold it, not realizing that it's kind of a rare and expensive game to find now. I eventually found it again, like I said, just last week, and I found it. I don't think the guy quite knew what he had because he sold it to me pretty cheap. Um, and I'm not gonna lie, ultimate opportunist. I totally took advantage of that. I didn't care. So yeah. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry. I was making sure it was on the stack over here. But yeah, that's kind of what I was going to do with this. So I'm going to try to kind of break this into some parts and take a look at what I found locally. Like, I try to go to garage sales a lot in my own town and area. I don't find a lot of toys at any garage sale I go to. I just don't. Or action figures or anything. But like I said, I find games every so often. And last weekend I had a really big one with the one in Lubbock. There were two. And I got a lot of games at both of them. But this past weekend, or a few days ago, I guess you could say, I did find some old games here locally at a garage sale. Actually, there's a couple different garage sales, but I'll explain in a minute once you see them. So I'm going to try to... I don't know how long this video is going to be. I don't know if I want to put everything into one video or separate them. So we'll see. But the first one was a guy who... it really wasn't a garage sale. It was more like a Facebook listing. They were like preparing to have a garage sale, so they posted pictures of stuff they would be selling. And there was a bunch of video games on there. Nothing, not a whole lot I really wanted, but I did find two things I did really want. First one was the Elder Scrolls 4 Shivering Isles DLC. I didn't know they made this on disc. So cool. And it comes with the first one, the Knights of the Nine. Yeah, I've played Oblivion. I love Oblivion. I love all the Elder Scrolls games. Morrowind is actually my favorite one. But I didn't know they put the DLC for Oblivion on a disc. But yeah, there it is. It's in really good shape too. So interested on seeing this. I hope it plays on the Series X. Oblivion downloaded and plays on my Series X. I hope this one does too. If it doesn't, then damn. But oh well, at least I have it. Next one. Same place, same ones. They had a pretty solid copy of Ratchet and Clank on the PS2. Went ahead and picked that up. I don't think it has the manual, but... yeah, no manual. But it came with the poster. That's the main reason I wanted it. I've played a few Ratchet and Clank games. I like them. I don't think they're the greatest thing in the world, but they're enjoyable. But I'd never seen a copy of the game with the actual poster. I knew it came with the poster, so I just thought that was really cool. So it's in pretty good shape, though. This next one I bought in pieces, actually. I showed up at the guy's place. Me and my sister went there. And he had some old... like N64 games and stuff. Nothing that I really wanted or needed. There's a lot of like just one-off random games that didn't really have a lot of value or sentimental whatever for me. But in that box he had Altered Beast, which is funny because Altered Beast is another one of those games that I actually had and then sold when as I mentioned before. So yeah. Finally got another copy. It's not a hard game to get. If you go on eBay or Mercari right now, you could probably find Altered Beast for like 10 or 15 bucks. It's not a hard game to get. So it was one I was always kind of waiting on. Like I can get Altered Beast anytime, and then this guy just so happened to have it. So yeah. But I asked him if he had more games, you know, because when you're at a garage sale, you ask, hey, you got more stuff? Especially people who sell regularly, like they don't put everything out there at once. And he said he did, and like to come back later. Like he'd go dig them out and come back later. So waited a few hours, went back. He had a little bit more, not a lot. It was mostly recent games like PS3, PS4, and then a few old ones. He had more Genesis games. None of them which I wanted, except one. I did pick up another Genesis game from them. I got Golden Axe. I never actually had Golden Axe. It's one that I kind of always wanted, but I just, for some reason, I never picked it up. But now I have it, so... Missing the little tab thing, but... Oh, and it came out. There you go. Looks pretty good. Might clean the pins a little bit. I kind of do that when I get old games. I'll just clean the pins just to make sure. Yeah, so that's all I found locally here. And also, just for reference, this shelf is not all my games in that little one right there. These are all just like modern stuff that I still kind of currently play on a regular basis. So like PS3 is at the very top. You can't see it. Below that is 360. And then you're getting down into Xbox One / Series X, PS4, and then there's a little bit of PS5 smattered in on one of the other shelves. But, yeah. And then over here is, like, random stuff. Like, there's some Wii stuff down there. I never had a Wii, but I have a Wii U, which my only purpose for having it is so I could play, like, those little amount of games. And I hacked it to turn it into a GameCube emulator. So my Wii U is basically just a GameCube. My PC games, I still like getting physical copies of PC games when I can. I know most of them only come with the code now, but still, I like having the box to look at. And then there's some PSP stuff up there too. I like the PSP. My favorite handheld, probably. But yeah, that's all kind of modern-y stuff. My older stuff is in drawers. I keep it in drawers and boxes, like, to kind of not get messed up. But anyway, moving on. I ordered some stuff. These are actually all the same brand, I guess you could say. So we're going to take a look at these. Funny enough, this was spurned on by something that I will mention when I open it and make sure it's all there. Maybe I should have done that first. Toys, I'm usually not concerned. Like, I can open up a box somebody sent me and be pretty confident it's going to have the toys that I wanted. Games, sometimes I'm like, hey, what if it ends up being way worse than expected? But, yeah. There we go. We have The Simpsons Hit and Run and Road Rage. As you might have seen in my previous mailbag videos, or unboxings, whichever one, I went back into the World of Springfield collection for the toys, and I thought, man, I really would like to get the games again. I had these on... Well, I never had Hit and Run, to be fair. Actually, I'm mistaken there. I had Road Rage on PS2, and it's another one of those ones I got rid of. I figured I'd go ahead and just pick it up for the Xbox because this guy was selling both for a solid price online. I wish it was $12.99 with that GameStop sticker. Look at that one, too. Trade in your used games and save. EB Games. Remember when America had EB Games? Anyway, yeah. So there we go. Simpsons Hit and Run and Road Rage. It was back if you want to take a look at it. Whoa, it's backwards. Oh yeah, this is weird. Okay. He has a Platinum Hits case, but a normal Xbox manual and disc. Fascinating. That definitely sounds like something GameStop would have done back in the day. Absolutely. This one was also backwards in the case. I'm not gonna lie, this one is actually really kind of scratched up. Hopefully it plays. This one's also kind of pieced together funny. Like, it's got a Platinum Hits case, Platinum Hits disc, regular manual. I think the manuals were always regular, though, weren't they? I don't think there's a Platinum Hits manual. A lot of sticker residue and stuff on these. I'm going to have to wash off. But yeah, cool. I have to test them out, make sure they play. Because Hit and Run's pretty good. Road Rage is in some rough shape. It's pretty scratched up, I'm not going to lie. Oh, I'm doing this one next. Sorry. There you go. I think I'll do this one, and then I'll do the stuff I found at the garage sales in Lubbock. Lubbock. Use your words. In a separate video. Oh, that was harder to open than I expected. But I got the Simpsons game on the Xbox. Again, another one of those things, like, I never really had it. Even though I was a big Simpsons fan. I don't know why. Like, I just kind of felt like, it's probably just not a very good game. But then people started telling me, like, it's actually a really good game, so cool. It's kind of hard to find. I noticed this, like, this and Hit and Run. Road Rage, not so much. Hit and Run and this one, the Simpsons game, a little bit hard to find. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one. Local finds and some mail finds. Like I said, locally, we found the DLC for Oblivion on a disc, which I didn't know existed. PS2 Ratchet and Clank with a poster. Altered Beast. And Golden Axe. And then mailbag video games, I guess. Simpsons Road Rage. Simpsons Hit and Run. And the Simpsons game for the 360. So, yeah, there you go. In the next video, I'll go ahead and that's where I'll dive into like the other stuff I found at the garage sales in Lubbock. And we'll go from there. But thank you. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. You do not have to if you don't want to, but I always appreciate anybody who does. So yeah, I'll check you out in the next video.